Is 7:15. Hi, everybody. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer. Checking my audio levels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So this is the 7:15 live streaming weather show. Hi, everyone. I'm meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer, and we've got a lot of weather to talk about. Undoubtedly, you've seen on social media that we may see some severe weather in and around the area over the weekend. Way too early to be specific about it, but that chance is there, and we'll talk about it in some detail coming up. So first of all, what we're looking at here is this is our Clovernook Country Club camera looking off to the west-northwest. Beautiful shot there. No tinge of green yet on the trees, the deciduous trees anyway. And you do see some high thin cloud cover rolling into the tri-state. The current temperature is 63. The high today was 66 degrees, and that 66-degree reading felt really, really nice out there. And we've got some even warmer weather that is coming our way. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at this. First of all, we want to talk about for the state of Indiana only. So if you're in Indiana, tomorrow is the statewide tornado drill. Okay, the drill starts at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Weather radios and sirens will go off. You're supposed to use this time to make sure your plan is operable. And that's at home, school, and work. So just make sure you think about it when those sirens are going off, because there's a darn good chance that at some point in the next year or so that you may need to use that. So what you want to do is you don't want to have to think about where you're supposed to go if a tornado does threaten your community. You should be able to react and get there fast. The faster you get to the safe spot, the safer you're going to be. And that is what they are talking about. So that's Indiana, starting at 10:15 tomorrow. Okay, now the 500-pound gorilla here. You've probably seen a lot of false information on social media. Social media's got a lot of that. And the Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms all the way up into our southern counties, okay? And that is a level 2 out of 5. I'll show you a closer view of this coming up here. So let's go ahead and take a look at, darn it, you know what I did? I forgot to change the rundown from what I did on air. So let me get back to that, and we'll get back to this thunderstorm energy here. So load this up, and I'll show you the closer view of it coming up here. Oh, I tell you, the way they set this darn system up, there's so many little nooks and crannies, and you can't get the mouse to respond. And that's what's happening. Give me a second, I'll get there. I'm just trying to pull a slider, and there's just no good way to get to it. Okay, so there's a closer view. So let's start right back over here. Let's start back over with the Indiana tornado drill, and then we'll go on to this. So, a slight risk of severe thunderstorms in our far southern counties. So let's, God, I tell you, oops, almost said a bad word. Forgive me. Okay, we're going to try it one more time here before I take a hammer to the computer. Okay, there it is. So there's the statewide tornado drill in the state of Indiana tomorrow, 10:15 EDT. All right, now we look at that we saw an enhanced risk down to the south through a good portion of Mississippi and Alabama. A slight risk all the way up into the Fox 19 Now viewing area. That's what it was supposed to do the first time. And you can see that slight risk only covers our far, far southern counties. So if you look at this, you can see parts of Carroll, just a touch of Gallatin, Owen, Grant, Pendleton, Robertson, Bracken, Mason, and Lewis counties all included in that slight risk. Now, what I want to mention to you about this is the Storm Prediction Center is a very, very conservative organization, meaning that they don't want to put out, convective outlooks or the threat of severe weather very early on and have to reverse themselves or move it one way or the other on the timeline. What they want to do is they want to give you the best possible information they can, and they want to give it to you with plenty of time for you to react and act and be aware of it, but they don't want to give it to you so early that they have to start bouncing around with days and all that. So when we see the Storm Prediction Center this far out, this is for Saturday 7 a.m. to Sunday 7 a.m. When they put this out that far, we pay attention to it. We always pay attention to it anyway. But again, now the caveat here is that things can change. They always do change at least a little bit. They can change a lot. We could end up with nothing at all but rain in here and a clap of thunder. We could end up with some strong to severe thunderstorms. It's just too early to call specifically. But the idea with us is that you have to know ahead of time. And so you're already aware that we're watching Saturday into Sunday. And right now, based on the model output, it would be a Saturday evening event that we might see some severe weather in here. Now, this slight risk could be moved further north, it could be moved further south, and it will change at least a little bit. But overall, we are watching for the possibility of severe weather around the tri-state. Wrong computer, sorry about that. And I also hit the volume button here. Okay, so Okay, so in addition to that, what we're watching is for thunderstorm energy. When I say thunderstorm energy, that is just the sum total of moisture, spin, and all that other stuff that can cause issues. So I'm going to put this full screen, and then we're going to watch what happens. See the thunderstorm energy getting bigger over East Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, moving to the north and east, and by Thursday morning, it looks like it's trying to move into the tri-state, but what happens here is the systems kind of readjust as a new one's developing, and it all kind of backs off, so that Friday looks okay. We might see a few showers Thursday, we might see a sprinkle Friday, but really nothing big. But this is Friday afternoon. Now watch what happens as we head into Friday night. Still not much coming our way, but Saturday, there it is, right there, okay? Now I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to back it up. So let me back this up and show you what I mean here. Okay, so you can see the moisture, you can see the plume of instability, the really brighter color there around New Orleans, southern Louisiana coming northward, and there you see it working its way northward. This is 4:20 p.m. Saturday, so we head into the evening. Looks like our eastern counties will have a lot of thunderstorm energy right there, and so we are talking about between 4 and maybe 10 p.m. on Saturday, at this point, having the risk of getting some severe weather in the tri-state. Again, right now I'm just telling you there's a risk of severe weather. It's 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, and all that is subject to change. Okay, there might not be any. It might be a bigger, stronger set of storms that come our way. It might move farther south. It might move further north. It's just too early to tell. But the best indications are right now, Saturday evening, we'll be talking about severe weather around the tri-state. Temperatures right now, these are high temperatures, excuse me. High temperature made it to 66 at CVG, Hamilton 67. Look at that, Oxford at 69, Lunken at 68, so it was a nice warm day out there. 65 in Springboro, Wilmington you at 64, along with Lebanon, Maysville 65, and Madison 64, so it was a nice day. Okay, weather station temperatures right now look like this in the 60s everywhere. And if you take a look at airport temperatures, Richmond is dropped to 55, Washington Courthouse and Chillicothe have dropped to 55 and 54 respectively. Those are out of our viewing area, so everybody you see there that's in our viewing area is still in the 60s around the tri-state. And that, compared to this time yesterday, is anywhere from 2 in Chillicothe, but anywhere from 2 to 7 degrees and 8 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. So that's the warming trend that's kicked in. Now the high cloud cover that we saw on our camera shot is right there. You can see that, and there's not much of it. It's a patch. It'll move through. It will be clear overnight. So this evening, the sun sets at 7:40. It's not down for 16 minutes yet, okay? We're dropped to 50 by 11 p.m. with a clear sky. Overnight, we're looking at a low of 42. That 42 will be about 7 a.m., which is not on this particular graph. So a clear sky, low temperature about 42. Notice the sunrise, 7:56. So if you typically left for work and you were driving eastbound around 8 a.m., well, it wasn't a big deal up until now because the sun wasn't high enough in the sky to be a problem. But watch out for sun glare tomorrow. It will be at a different time than you're accustomed to as long as you're driving into the rising sun. So roads will be dry, it'll be clear with sun glare, temperatures around 42, and the wind chill negligible. Climate Prediction Center says we're going to be warmer than normal from the 16th to the 20th of March. 18th, let me go back to that one, from the 18th to the 24th, warmer than normal. And from the 23rd to the 5th of April, we should be warmer than normal in the tri-state. Okay, so it looks like we might begin baseball season, which starts here in Cincinnati on the 27th, warmer than normal. All right, precipitation-wise, from the 16th to the 20th, above normal. A little bit above normal from the 18th to the 24th, and still a little bit above normal from the 23rd to the 5th. So warm and fairly wet weather is beginning to come our way. Here's your 7-day forecast. Look for a low tonight of 42, a high tomorrow 70, and mostly sunny. Should be a nice day. Partly cloudy, 43 and 73 on Wednesday. 48 and 74 on Thursday with just a few sprinkles in the forecast. On Friday, we're talking about a low of 49, a high of 76. Again, we could see a sprinkle. Saturday and Sunday, okay, are days that could be issues. Okay, Saturday and Sunday both could end up being first alert weather days. Now, the timing on the precipitation that we have coming our way, if it's later, that could mean severe weather into Sunday. If it's earlier, that could mean it doesn't make it to Sunday. So we've got the eyeball here right now, and that eyeball, whenever you're seeing one of my shows, is an indication that we're keeping a close eye on it, and it could be a first alert weather day. Okay, so thunderstorms and windy on Saturday, Sunday, showers and breezy. And one of the reasons we're really concerned about this weekend is this. We've got weekend events, a lot of them outside. Monday is St. Patrick's Day, so there will be a lot of St. Patrick's Day events going on Saturday. And Sunday is the Heart Mini Marathon. Thousands of people down there, not only runners, but workers and spectators and everybody else, supporters just down there. So we've got a lot of weekend events outside. And right now it looks like it could be wet for St. Patrick's Day. And on Sunday, for the Heart Mini Marathon, it could be wet at the start also. And if that system comes in a little bit later, we might have to deal with some lightning for the Sunday morning Heart Mini Marathon. But right now, that doesn't look to be the case. Okay, so, and then we go to Monday. So Sunday and Monday, highs only in the 50s as we get some cooler air in here. When we go beyond the 7-day forecast, spring begins Thursday the 20th. Look at that, high temperatures in the 60s and 50s every single one of those days. I think 56 might be about normal. So Friday the 21st is about normal, and isolated rain chances. Again, still a very active pattern, so quite a few chances of rainfall. And here's the 7-day plus. There are the highs and the lows, and you compare those to normal, and you can see that we are at or above normal the entire time on both the high side and the low side. So we're going to end up the month of March. Is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah, we're going to get to the late part of the month of March, warmer than normal and wetter than normal, and that should carry over into the beginning of April. Okay, the one thing I didn't put in the program here that I want to do is I want to show you the actual precipitation. I just showed you the thunderstorm energy. Let me get to the high-resolution global model here and show you the timing on the precipitation for the weekend. I just have to find it. It's like I've told you before, my computer stuff is like a sock drawer. Got a lot of stuff that shouldn't be there. But you just can't get rid of it, you know? It's one of those things. Okay, so let me look for the model here real quick. And as always, the European model is almost always the one that's more accurate this far out. Okay, and we'll go over this. And show you what the timing and that looks like. Okay, so starting 4:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, you can see nothing going on as we head on through Tuesday, into Wednesday, into Thursday. So we see some clouds there on Wednesday. Into Thursday, still nothing coming our way. Here we go. We're going into Thursday now. You can see a little bit of moisture and energy coming in out of the south and west, moving through Arkansas there. Originally, that little system, the models were giving us some showers, and so we were leaving the chance of a sprinkle in there, but there's really not much. It stays mainly to the south. There's some more with it, and you can see it just kind of dies out. And then as we head on into Friday, still nothing around the tri-state. Now notice right here, you see an indication of a few sprinkles. So we're talking about maybe a sprinkle during the day on Friday, but nothing to even worry about or talk about. Won't be a big deal. All right, so then we head on into, this is just before midnight on Friday, Saturday. You see the system coming our way, and right there we've got some rain coming in for Saturday. Now that's 10 a.m., so anytime Saturday morning, we might see some rainfall. There might be some claps of thunder, but it does not look severe at this point in time. So we're really more concerned about the evening and overnight hours into Sunday morning. Excuse me, let me take a quick drink here. So Saturday, it looks like it's going to be off to a wet start. And remember, all this is subject to a little timing adjustment as we head on. Okay, and then it's coming to an end. By the time we get to just before 1 p.m., you can see that southeast Indiana and the western part of northern Kentucky is beginning to dry out. And it all comes to an end, so it looks like Saturday evening will be dry. So if you've got like a St. Patrick's Day event that's outdoors Saturday evening, it may end up being dry, and that's nice. Then the second wave comes in. Notice, and I'm going to back this up, notice that second wave is coming in from the south, right there. Okay, so we're going to see that the rain moves in like 1:30 to 2:30 a.m. The yellow is going to indicate heavy rainfall and some thunderstorm activity. That's 5:10 a.m. Now remember, the mini marathon starts at 7:30 a.m. Sunday. Okay, so by 6:30 a.m. still rain, some of it heavy. By 8 a.m. the rain is beginning to taper off. So we are concerned about the possibility of a few thunderstorms and some lightning at the scheduled time at the beginning of the Hart Mini Marathon. Right now, indications are that we'll move on pretty quickly, and then there'll be some rain, but there won't be a lot of issues. Notice the rain just kind of dies out, so it might be a wet start, or it might be a wet mini marathon. It could start off with a little bit of lightning in the area, and that's one of the things that we are worried about. Okay, let's go over to Facebook, see if anybody has anything to say. All right, Rebecca Myers. Is this subject to change? Absolutely, Rebecca. Now, it's not subject to change like it'll go from the chance of storms and rain on Saturday into Sunday and then end up being dry and hot. I mean, there will be rain, it looks like, over the weekend. So, yeah, it's subject to change. It always is. I'll keep you updated on this every single day this week here at 7:15, and we'll let you know the latest. But over the weekend, the models have been pretty consistent about this. So we've got a pretty good idea that that it's going to be rain and thunder. Whether or not it's severe is going to be another issue. Okay. Amy Wood said this is not live in the Roku app. I think it is now, Amy. I noticed that that it wasn't. So I think, Amy, that you asked that question a few minutes ago because the button, I had pushed the button, but my thumb slipped off and it wasn't there. So I think it's live now on Roku. Rebecca Myers says, nice tie, thanks. It's my disposition, very sunny. Ask anybody that works with me. I'm always very sunny. And I also don't have a really good conception of myself. Just a joke. Okay. I just have a very short tolerance, very small tolerance of bullshit. So, and I'm allowed to say that because we're on the web. All right. Betty says, hello, Steve Horstmeyer. Hi, Betty. Betty Pleeman. Amy Wood says she put her snow shovels away. Good for you, because you know how it is. If you go get your car washed, it's going to rain the next day. If you leave your snow shovels out, it's going to snow the next day. Right now, I'm thinking we're done. I can't rule out a cold mass of air for a couple days in the future, bringing us flurries, but it certainly doesn't look like anything, at least through the next 2 weeks. And the farther and farther we get into March and towards April, the less and less of a chance there is of getting any kind of snow. Okay, yes, Carla Woods wants to know, we're going to get a lot of wind with this storm coming in Saturday. Well, first of all, the winds will be gusty without storms on Friday. Friday, we'll have winds gusting maybe to 35 miles an hour, Carla. And then on Saturday, if we get a severe thunderstorms start at like 57 miles an hour. So if we get severe thunderstorms, we'll definitely have some strong thunderstorm wind gusts. But even without the thunderstorms, it'll be a windy day with winds gusting to maybe 35 and 40 miles an hour. So the answer, Carla, is yes. There'll probably be a lot of wind. Okay, let me go back now. In case you started late, or in case you were trying to watch on Roku, and once again, my fumble fingers didn't hit the button, I will go back over to this and show you what we've got coming our way. Let's see here. Well, I've made such a mess of this, I have no idea. There we go. All Okay, so I'm going to go back to I'm just going to start from the beginning. Might as well. Okay, and we will start with our Clover Nook Country Cam view, Country Club camera view. There you see we are talking about a nice view from Clover Nook Country Club. Look at that, 63 degrees. Tomorrow, again, this is a reminder for our Indiana viewers. Tomorrow is the Indiana statewide tornado drill. Every place in Indiana that has a siren or a weather radio, those will all go off starting at 10:15. They want to test to make sure everything's working. They want to make sure that you have a way of finding out about that. And so that is the Indiana statewide tornado drill. Weather radios and sirens will go off, and you're supposed to use the time to make sure you know where your safe spot is, how to get there quickly so that you can stay as safe as possible. The Weather Prediction Center, the Storm Prediction Center says there's a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 of severe storms in the time period 7 a.m. Saturday to 7 a.m. Sunday. Notice that covers our far southern counties. So right now, Owen, part of Carroll, part of Gallatin, all of Grant, Pendleton, Bracken, Mason, Robertson, and Lewis counties are included in that level 2 out of 5. And again, the SPC is very conservative. They like to issue things when they're really sure about it, but with enough time so that you know about it. They don't want to wait to the very last second. They want to wait sufficiently long enough so they have a really good handle on it, because false alarms can really kill public's faith in what you do. So this slight risk is pretty impressive that they've already put that out. Now, over the next several days, as the system develops, this could move north, this could move south, it could be eliminated altogether. And so the idea here is that there are no surprises. So we're talking about this on Monday. We're not thinking that a problem is going to pop up until Saturday evening, and so that gives you all this time to think about it, and gives us all that time to update you and let you know how the trend is going. Okay, and of course we'll be talking about this in more detail during the 7:15 show all week. Okay, now this is thunderstorm energy. The red there is high thunderstorm energy and the likelihood of some big, powerful storms. Okay, so we put this into motion, and by Wednesday, it's moving through East Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. It heads to the north and east, but it just kind of dies out. Okay, another system's beginning to develop, Steel Lance energy. So it really, during the day on Thursday, doesn't make it into the Cincinnati area. It may make it as close as us to Madison. That's just the energy itself. But we don't have anything big forecast-wise as far as storms go in the forecast until Saturday. Okay. Then on Friday, everything just kind of dies out. The next system comes our way, and you can already see, look at that thunderstorm energy developing again over eastern Texas. Put this into motion and watch the red just kind of work its way north along the front. And this particular model has the high thunderstorm energy over the eastern part of the Fox 19 Now viewing area by 7:50 p.m. on Saturday. So it looks like a Saturday event. Now, we'll take a look at this exact same graphic with new data tomorrow, and you'll see how it's changed. One of the things we always say in weather is the trend is your friend. Okay, so when we're looking at a model run, and we look at the model run from Monday morning, then Monday evening, then Tuesday morning, and Tuesday evening, you look how it changes at one particular time, and that trend gives you an idea of which way things are evolving. And so we're going to look at the trend and see how that particular area changes over the next week. And one of the corollaries to the trend is your friend is the trend is your friend until it isn't. And you've got to be very careful, because every once in a while the models will start doing that trending one direction, and it just will be wrong. Okay, they're much better than they used to be, but you've got to be aware. As a meteorologist, I have to be aware that I've got to keep an eye on that and make sure it's not falling into some kind of a typical error that models often have. Okay, so that's the thunderstorm energy, and then we're worried about Saturday evening. Temperatures right now in the 60s. These are high temperatures. It made it to 68 at Lunken, 69 in Oxford, and tomorrow we should all break into the low 70s. Personal weather station temperatures currently 58 in Oxford. So Oxford and Greenfield, and along with Hillsborough, have dropped into the 50s. Everybody else still in the 60s. Oh, there was one more, but it was out of our viewing area. We are looking at on airport temperatures, Richmond, Middletown, Washington Courthouse, and Chillicothe in the 50s, along with Wilmington. And then down south, where the air is clearer, the cloud cover isn't made it there yet, Madison, Falmouth, and Maysville in the 50s. Still pretty nice, still above normal. And temperatures anywhere from a couple to maybe 8 or 9 degrees warmer than it was at this time yesterday. Excuse me a second. Okay, so now if you take a look, there's that cloud cover, okay, and you see it's just a little patch. We're looking at 63 now. We should drop off to 50 by 11 p.m. overnight. We're talking about a low of 42. That'll be about 7 a.m., which is not on the graph there. And remember, now that we're on daylight saving time, the sun comes up later. So if you drove to work, let's say between 7 and 7:50 and 8:15, and you head eastbound, it's going to be a lot different tomorrow morning than it was last week because the sun will be up as you're driving there. It comes up a little bit later, and you may end up with sun glare where you didn't have any last week. So the roads will be dry, sky clear, sun glare out there, temperatures around 42, and the wind chill negligible. Okay, here's what's going to happen with the model, and you can see there's a little bit of shower activity staying to the south on Thursday, chance of a sprinkle Thursday. Chance of a sprinkle there. You see those little dots of green just south of Cincinnati. A little chance of a shower on Friday. And then Saturday at 9 a.m., we've got rain coming down. So it looks like a pretty wet day on Saturday. But the real problem is this. The stuff that you just saw come in from the south in that yellow, that's 6:20 a.m. That's only about an hour and 10 minutes before the Heart Mini Marathon starts. So we're keeping an eye on the possibility of some strong thunderstorms overnight Saturday night into Sunday morning, and the possibility for some lightning at this time the race is supposed to begin. It should move off pretty quickly, so if there happens to be a race delay, it should not last very long, and then that is it. The storm prediction, here we go, I was right. The Climate Prediction Center says warmer than normal from the 16th through the 20th. Warmer than normal still from the 18th to the 24th, and warmer than normal from the 23rd through the 5th. Wetter than normal, and a little bit wetter than normal, so it looks like mild, wet weather for the most part coming our way. Here's your 7-day forecast. 70 on Tuesday, 73 Wednesday, 74 Thursday with maybe a few sprinkles, 76 on Friday, partly cloudy. I can't rule out a sprinkle, but not impressed with it. Saturday and Sunday, look at that. Thunderstorms are possible on Saturday. The eyeball's there. Whenever you see the eyeball, when I'm doing the weather, think of in terms of we're considering that for a first alert weather day. Okay. Saturday looks like thunderstorms and windy, rain and thunder in the morning, but should not be severe. Then in the evening, rain and strong to severe thunderstorms are possible. Then on Sunday, notice the highs drop from 72 to 57, and we are watching for the possibility of rain and some lingering lightning around the area Sunday for that mini marathon. So if we take a look at why we're pretty concerned about this weekend, there's a lot going on outside. Saturday is a day with a lot of St. Patrick's Day events. Of course, St. Patrick's Day is Monday, but it's easier to celebrate it on a weekend. And then Sunday, the Heart Mini Marathon is taking place. And so we are concerned with thousands and thousands of people over the weekend being outside for some of those events. And the highs stay in the 50s on Monday. We go to beyond the 7-day forecast, and you have high temperatures that are above normal with the exception of Friday, the 21st. And if my memory serves me right, that's right around normal for that day. Maybe a little bit above. Essentially, it'll average out for 7 days above normal with a number of rain chances. And notice Thursday the 20th, spring begins. Here is your 7-day plus forecast. It goes out 14 days. Makes it easy to compare temperatures to normal. So we're above normal or at normal on the high side, above normal for 14 days on the low side. So things are looking pretty good. All righty. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll take a look at the latest models. We'll talk about the model trend for that possibility of severe weather coming in on Saturday. We'll look at the latest model predictions for what it's going to be like for the start of the Heart Mini Marathon, because that's a big event. A lot of people run that, watch that, work there. And that's it. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you tomorrow at 7:15 once again.